Every year, thousands of cleaning and facility solutions professionals gather for ISSA Show North America. For attendees, it's a chance to see the latest products, attend education sessions, and reconnect with colleagues, and more. But behind the scenes, an event of this scale is the result of months of planning, countless decisions, and a careful balance between serving longtime attendees while continually introducing fresh experiences. Today, we're joined by Ed Nichols, the director of ISSA Show North America, to take a look behind the curtain of the planning and what really drives this event and why you need to be there. Ed, glad to have you on the program.
Jeff, always glad to be here. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. What's new in life these days for you? You been golfing?
I have not been golfing. I will tell you that the number of days slash hours until the show opens in November doesn't seem to be enough of them. So we're hard at work and we're excited for the show.
Yeah, I asked that golf question because I knew you would say that because when the show's coming, we're what, less than 3 months away, right?
We absolutely are.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's a time crunch. So,
Yes. Yes. So if you can give me
Ed,
some more time, I'll take it.
I give you permission to golf after the show.
Very well. I will take you
But
up on that.
I used to say Show North America is coming up. Let's talk about that. I
Mhm.
think a great question is what are Ed's top three favorite what's new this year? What would you say?
So, Jeff, you told me there wouldn't be any hard questions. So, if I have to narrow this down to three, I think this is hard already. But let me try. Very excited this year. We've launched the robotics and autonomous cleaning experience on the show floor. This will showcase 40 robotic companies over the 3 days. We've got about 4,000 square feet of the show floor that this will occupy. And rather than simply a static display, we've got two demo areas, as well as a content stage that will be used. So really, this will be a wonderful opportunity for everybody in attendance to see what's available, to ask questions, certainly to be able to understand capabilities. Those sessions on the show floor will be a combination of product demonstrations, leasing, financing opportunities, and we'll have a couple of panel discussions as well. So, really excited about this and providing those people in attendance. They should be able to walk away a little more educated on what's available and what's applicable for them. Um, I would say my second is our reimagined innovation program. This is almost 2 years in the making. Very proud of the program and what it's been able to accomplish thus far, but really wanted to take it to the next level. We understand that 80% of those in attendance at the show are coming specifically to see new products and innovation, regardless of the demographic that they represent, and have spent those 2 years really talking with attendee focus groups to understand their needs and how we might make the program better. What we'll do is we'll have the products themselves posted online before the show. Judging will happen. A component of that before the show. Judges will take a look. Attendees are looking for guidance, feedback around the products as they show up. So the judges will provide a bit of that. The demonstrations of the products will move to the booths, to the exhibitor booths, however, still be scheduled. And I think the thing that most folks are excited about, it just took us a while to get there. We realized that the barrier to entry, right? We've got so much innovation in the marketplace. The attendees are coming to see the innovation, but the price point for the program was just too high. So we brought that down by more than 50%. So we're really excited about the changes to the program, fitting attendee needs and making that much more affordable, and excited. We believe we'll see more participation, more categories, and that just means more value to the attendees at the show. My third, my third is the Global Collegiate Sales Competition. This is a competition that we had introduced last year, again, based on attendee feedback to try to bring youth and young professionals into the cleaning industry. And what that will be is 15 universities with accredited sales curriculum. They'll each bring 4 students to the show, and they'll compete in 2 separate areas. One will be a role play, and one will be speed selling. Those universities will compete, will be judged on Wednesday, the second day of the show. And then the finals will be held on the show floor in the Robotic Experience Theater. And I have it on, I have it on really good authority that I believe one of our sponsors intends to hire one of the winners at this year's show. So really, if you haven't seen it, if you didn't see it last year, you definitely have to take a look. You'll see that on that last day. The students are incredibly impressive, and the fact that we can get them involved, get them hired into the industry, really, it's we're excited about that.
I love that. The fact that someone's going to hire one of those winners.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
Is that your idea?
It's not. Wish it was. Wish that's a big commitment, and it's not mine. But I will say this, and for those exhibiting companies that might be listening to this, there are still opportunities to get involved with judging. You're real effectively there are interviews with these students, and we're happy to work with anybody that wants to get involved to meet with the students, network with them at the show. If we can have more of this, more exposure to their capabilities to these companies and opportunities arise, it's better for everybody.
Now, I noticed you didn't say which exhibitor, so that's on the hush hush.
It is. I don't know that I'm at liberty to say on their behalf just yet.
Totally fine. But here's the deal, Ed. Challenge is
Yep.
out there. Others can do the same thing. They could step up and maybe add to this mix as well. I love that. Now, you
Absolutely.
shared three. Are you telling me there's a lot more? We don't have enough tape for that, but there's more.
There is.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
is a lot more. I'm really excited about what ISSA's Hygia network is doing this year. In addition to the Wednesday evening networking reception, which is always a success, on Monday, November 16th, we'll have a lunch with industry leader Joy Mangano. This exclusive ISSA Hygia network event will have Joy sharing the powerful lessons, pivotal challenges, and the bold mindset that transferred her ideas into a $1 billion success story. To learn more and register, simply go to the ISSA Show website, issashow.com.
Few more questions, Ed. I mean,
Absolutely.
the show is a big event. We've got to cover all this beyond the exhibits. What part of
Mhm.
ISSA show to you, I know you've been here a few years now, but have evolved the most that attendees may not even realize it. They're experiencing it, but they don't know.
Yep. And they may, and I'll answer it this way. I think that the biggest evolution that I've seen in the event is the makeup of the audience. And we're excited, very excited this year. We opened registration 8 weeks ago, and we've hovered anywhere from 20% to now 26% up year over year. So certainly we're excited to welcome everybody to the show. And it would seem that despite some of the challenges economically and via the supply chain that we're realizing, the ISSA show is still the place people come to figure those out and to establish the network and the partnerships necessary. But what I would say is you've got, if we look at the primary demographics, right, distribution is still strong. That's up 13% year over year. The BSC audience is up 55% year over year. I don't think that surprises anybody, but we continue to see the BSC attendance grow. And the show really is becoming a facilities event. If we look at facility services, that audience is up 45% year over year, and better than half of that audience is for our first timers. So I think the makeup of the cleaning community at the ISSA show continues to evolve, and it's a wonderful thing to watch.
I'm going to throw at you an impossible question. So sit down, Ed.
Okay.
All right. If you could secretly follow one attendee throughout the entire event, from arrival at the airport to the flight home,
Yep.
what moments would probably have the greatest impact on their business once they go home and why?
Sure. Sure. I would start with probably the first impression. I've now been with the event for 3 years, and I think you Land, you check in, you get to the show itself, and wow, it's big, and there is a lot going on, and it's all happening simultaneously. So I am going to suggest plan. You've got to come with a plan, or you're going to miss more than you're going to see at the event. I would say that I have found over the years that the most valuable piece really has been the conversations and the networking and the unintended conversations and the networking. Those folks that ideally, and we'll talk a little bit later about the event platform because you can plan to meet with folks, but whether it's a session, whether it's at a targeted happy hour, the conversations that pick up, right, people with like-minded opportunities and like-minded challenges that simply become now networks, folks staying in touch after the event, agreeing to see each other at the event year after year. So connecting to the fabric of the commercial cleaning network, certainly for those that are first timers, is probably the most fulfilling piece. But there's a lot. And I would tell you that I'm an organizer, and I was there the first year I was there. I feel like I missed more than I saw, and I was organizing it.
I hear you, Ed. I've been to a lot of these shows. They're always amazing, and that networking part is my favorite. In fact, I was going to ask you, I was going to call them happy accidents. You're
Yep.
you're walking around, you meet someone, you start talking, and wow, you have a connection, and there's something to learn there. Is there a strategy there to intentionally create an environment where those opportunities happen? Do you make that a real possibility?
We do, and that's really driven by customer insights. I referred to the focus groups before, and we really, really work hard to stay close to all of our customers. But you'll find from feedback around, for example, I'm in distribution, we're realizing consolidation. I'm looking for the ISSA show to put me together with like-minded folks. So we create those opportunities. We then move, let's say, to the innovation program, where regardless of my role in the ecosystem, I'm interested in new products and I'm going to meet and see new people. I mentioned the Hygiea network, right? And the support for improving the career opportunities for women in cleaning. That brings like-minded folks from a different subset. So we there's something for everyone. However, everything isn't for everyone at the ISSA show, and it's that matrix that's created that does allow folks to meet, find commonality, and ultimately develop those relationships.
So I don't know if there's more to dig into here, Ed, just thinking about how every attendee has a different goal in mind. Some are going to be there to actually buy equipment. They're going to make some orders. Others are going to network. They're going to recruit, learn new skills. The demonstrations and the workshops are there for that.
Mhm.
So, is there any more to add on how you design an event that successfully serves so many different audiences at the same time?
Whether it's, I don't think it's a secret, but it's a discipline, and we work as a team, and we work so closely with the ISSA team as well. I mean, definitely in lockstep with understanding the goals. I'll keep going back to listening to the marketplace. What are the goals, and how do we create those opportunities? And every year is a challenge to improve on that, right? What's something happening in the market? What's a trend? What are folks looking to accomplish? Are we delivering on that? Are we delivering on that as well as we can? So it's certainly a checklist would sound flip, but it's a North Star that we use in planning the event and the subset of events around the show.
All right, thank you. Now we're really going to go behind the curtain here, looking beyond this year's event. What changes are influencing how trade shows are designed? Are attendee expectations changing? And what are you doing, Ed, you and your team, to
Mhm.
adapt to meet them?
Yeah, they definitely are changing, and they've changed pretty rapidly. And I'll start with the exhibitors, right? So exhibitors, nobody's looking to see the entirety of the audience at the ISSA show, right? Folks are looking to see a subset of that audience demographically, specifically by company. And we need to create the opportunities both via networking. I mentioned previously that we've heard clearly folks don't necessarily want to go to a large scale party, but if you can put them with folks that have similar interests, similar business interests, then that's something that they're really invest in. In addition, we've got a new event platform that we rolled out last year that really speaks to this. And that's before the show. I'm able to take a look at both attendees and exhibitors, who's going to be there. I create a profile. I can actually set up meetings via that same platform. There are AI generated recommendations that will suggest other folks that I should reach out to. Because the reality is, again, we don't do business with everybody. And the expectation and the reasonable expectation is that we, as the organizer, are going to provide the tools and the opportunity for you to find the people that you're looking to see to ensure the connection. And in the great words of Mr. John Barrett with ISSA, lubricate commerce.
Very good. So, final point. What do you want those watching to do right now? And we do not want them Googling how to register.
No, we do not want them to Google how to register. Oh, there's so many things. I'd like you to go to the show site, and that's ISSAshow.com, because that's going to be the best way for you to understand what's happening and the best way to stay up to date on what's added and who's coming to the event. Certainly, you'll be able to register, and I'd like you to take advantage of that before September 20th, when rates will go up. And that'll come very quickly. So it sounds like a lot of time, but as I mentioned at the outset, that really is. I would say take action, register, take advantage of your savings. I'd be remiss if I didn't remind folks, because it's happening and I wish it wasn't. We've got one hotel partner, and that's On Peak. So if you're being solicited by anybody else, we don't want you booking through them. Go through the trusted source, and On Peak has a list on the show site as well. And the final one, Jeff, and I would welcome anybody that has any questions. I'd love to hear from you. And I can be reached at Ed Nichols at ed.nichols at informa, informa.com.
You're giving out your email address to everyone?
Yep.
That's dedication. Ed, it's always a pleasure working with you. I'll see you in Las Vegas.
Sounds good, Jeff. Thank you again. Appreciate the opportunity.